Welcome to Triton Talk. I am Marianne Mitchell, Associate AD for Communications at UMSL, and I am pleased to be joined by Steve Picucci, Head Cross Country and Track and Field Coach. Steve, you're in your first year. We just announced last September that we're adding cross country, track and field to our intercollegiate sports beginning this fall. So welcome, and what a crazy 8 months it has been since you've started. How has your transition to the university and St. Louis been?
Things have went pretty well so far. Obviously, it's been crazy, as you said. Yeah, no, it went pretty good at first. We're excited to be here, my wife and I, in the St. Louis area and be part of the Triton's family. And like I said, it was crazy at first. They literally jumped right in the middle of the cross country season and just started recruiting. Literally two, 3 meets a week and just constantly trying to get as much exposure as I could for myself and for our program. But no, it's gone really well. I would say, like I said, it's been good for considering how crazy it's been, and then with everything happening with the COVID virus and everything, it's just been a little bit stressful at times, but we're getting through it.
And then talk a little bit about you're building this cross country and track and field program from scratch. I mean, we obviously haven't had it as a sport before. So how do you go about doing that, and how has that process gone?
It's gone pretty well so far. It's been, like I said, the plan we came in with was to be very gradual and deliberate with what we were doing, and kind of the direction we wanted to take was focusing on cross country first. And that's kind of been, like I said, my goal since I've been here is just to really focus on that and then kind of build the track side of it later. But yeah, it's gone well so far. Like I said, we've been able to get quite a few kids interested pretty quickly. And then, like I said, the big thing for us is going to be making sure we identify student athletes that meet kind of the mold of UMSL athletics. And, part of that's going to be, fitting our academic profile and making sure that they're the right student athletes that also can be part of building a program. It's a little bit different than walking into a program that's already set and you can just be a piece of the puzzle. But we want kids that are excited about that opportunity to really build something.
And then recruiting wise, obviously you've had to recruit quite a few kids. How do you go about getting kids to come to UMSL to start this program with you?
Well, a lot of it's been, like I said, starting off just getting our word, getting the word out to the high school community and to all the coaches in the area, and just trying to let them know, hey, we're doing this. It's been long overdue is what a lot of them have told me. So there is a lot of excitement in the high school coaching community. So a lot of it's just getting the word out, like, hey, we're doing this. This is what our plan is. And just like I said, honestly, it was just me going to meets and just walking around talking to people, and just started that way. But yeah, it's gone pretty well from the recruiting side of it. Like I said, we're pretty excited about the groups we brought in to finally start things. So like I said, a lot of it was literally just emails and just constant calls and just getting in front of some of these coaches to say, hey, like, we're here. We want some kids, and as long as they met our criteria, we're just, like I said, we're trying to get the right kind of kid in that fits our mold.
So then how many new Tritons can we expect to see this upcoming year?
Right now we're looking at, I think it's like 16 or 17. I'm still talking to 2 or 3 more. So like I said, I'd say 15 to 20 is kind of what we're looking at. That includes quite a few kids that were already on campus or, kind of coming in. So yeah, it's going to be like right around 10 on the guys side, and then between 6 and 8 on the women's side. So we're pretty excited.
And like you said, you already had some kids that were on campus that you actually got to train a little bit before campus closed this spring. Talk a little bit about that and how beneficial that was for you and those individuals.
Yeah, for me, it was great because it was a chance for me to kind of get things going on with a smaller group, so I can kind of see how everything's going to work, get a handle on how I want to organize it, how we want to run things as far as, out of our building and where we're going to train, and, kind of let them run on some of the areas I was thinking and allow them to kind of give me some feedback too. And it was great. Like I said, it's just unfortunate that I got cut short, but I think for them, most of them have been out of the sport for at least a year, if not more. So it was a chance for them to get back into some kind of a routine. And they met with me a few days a week, and then they had to, do a few days a week on their own. So it's, for me, it was a good test for them to see how committed they were. Okay, you can run when you're with me a few days a week, but are you going to do the work, the other days of the week? And they did a great job in the strength and conditioning side of it as well, working in the weight room. So it was good. I think for them, that was really excited. It got them excited. It got them passionate. got them going. And I honestly think, we didn't know it at the time, but with what happened, I think without having those, 2 months of working, they wouldn't have had that motivation they have now to keep going through all this.
Very true, very true. So then looking ahead to the fall, it'll be the first season, like we've said, for cross country at UMSL. What are you looking forward to and kind of getting this program off and running, hopefully?
Yeah, hopefully, like I said, like what I'm looking forward to be honest, is just getting back to just the day to day, it almost becomes a grind, but that's what I'm looking forward to, because that's what's going to help build the culture and the program we want, is those day to day, those little things, that just consistency with practice. But I'm excited just to get kids back on campus, to get our kids, practicing together. And right now everything's, on their own, and they're just kind of sharing virtually what they're doing. But I'm just excited about that, to finally get, cross country and track athletes in the building and start doing something that, is finally moving in us in the right direction. And for me personally, I feel like it's been forever since I coached a competition. So it just feel like we could just get going, it'd feel a lot better. And I feel like we kind of start seeing the progress a little quicker. But no, like I said, I think, we know, being so young and mostly freshmen, our expectations are just going to be to continue to work hard and train, and, the results will come in time. But for right now, they just need to focus on the daily aspect of it. And that's kind of, like I said, that's what going into it. That's, like I said, that's kind of what we're most excited about, is just to kind of get that group together and start building that culture and building that community.
And then from the student athletes perspective, how excited are they to kind of launch this program with you as well during the fall?
Honestly, I think they're really excited. I think the kids that ended up committing kind of knew the situation. Like, obviously we were open with them, and they knew the situation. And I think a lot of these kids who did end up signing, it was a draw to them that, like, hey, I get to be a part of something, and I get to get right in on the ground floor as we build this. And the plus side of it is they're going to get a lot of experience really early on, where they don't have to sit and wait for somebody else to graduate to get their chance. They get to get out there and really experience things right away their first year or two. So they're really excited. Like I said, we have a great group coming in, and kids from the St. Louis area, Illinois, kids from out of state as well. So like I said, it's a good mix. So I think it's just going to be, everyone's going to be a little bit nervous. I'm going to have to pull the reins back on them a lot the first few weeks of practice. But I think once we get in and get started, I think it'll just continue to grow.
Well, that's great. I know I speak for a lot of people that we are very, very excited to have you and to have cross country kind of get going in the fall. So thanks again for joining me today on a Triton Talk.
No problem. Thanks for having me.